Hi, it's Taylor T. Carlson, and I'm back with another video for you. Today we're going back to classic Nintendo video games, but this time we're going to move away from the NES and we're going to step over to the Game Boy. Today we're taking a look at Donkey Kong, but we're not taking a look at the original 1981 arcade game. Rather, we're taking a look at the Game Boy game that came out in 1994. This game, to avoid confusion with other games that are called Donkey Kong, is often referred to as Donkey Kong 94, and for this review, that's the title I'm going to use just because usually when you hear just the name Donkey Kong, it can refer to almost anything. So again, Donkey Kong 94 is the name I will be using for this review, although that's not technically the proper name of the game. Donkey Kong 94 starts out with a remake of the classic arcade game. You'll play through those 4 levels, and yes, the Pie Factory level that's missing from the NES port of the arcade game is here. These levels have been scaled down a little bit because of the Game Boy's smaller screen, but like in the arcade game, you'll play through the 4 levels to rescue Pauline, and in the arcade, when you did that, the 4 levels would just cycle forever until you either got a game over or until you beat the game so much you got the kill screen. But in this game, these 4 levels are only the beginning. Donkey Kong will grab Pauline, run off, and Mario chases after them, and you're going to find that there's almost 100 new levels. The game is sort of a puzzle action game from here on out. Each level is going to have a key and a door that you put the key in to advance to the next level. Mario has to go through fighting enemies, working his way around obstacles, getting the key, and advancing to the next level. Every 4th level, you'll encounter Donkey Kong himself, and in those levels, you gotta dodge even more obstacles and deal with unexpected hazards. Of course, when you finally get to Donkey Kong, he'll run off with Pauline again, and at this point, every 4 levels after completing said stage, all of your extra time you had remaining when you beat the previous 4 levels will be converted into extra lives. You'll also see a brief cutscene, which will usually showcase some sort of new item, hazard, or obstacle that you'll encounter in the following levels. At the end of each world, you'll actually fight Donkey Kong, and you'll have to hit him with barrels, and of course, in true Donkey Kong fashion, he will get away at the end. This continues throughout the various worlds that the game has. You'll go to places like a city, a forest, a ship, an airplane, an icy world, rocky cliffs, and eventually you'll get to the tower stage at the end of the game where you deal with Donkey Kong in each and every stage, eventually fighting a super grown Donkey Kong at the end of the game to finally do away with him and rescue Pauline once and for all. Luckily, Mario does get a few new moves and tricks in this game he didn't have in the original, so that he's more up for the task at hand. You'll find the hammer weapon like you found in the original Donkey Kong, but in this game you can actually toss it away by pushing the B button. This is kind of nice because it gives you a little more flexibility, and sometimes you can throw it up to the next level, grabbing it and then using it there too, so definitely some new gameplay innovations there. There's also a triple jump move where Mario can do a handstand and then come out of that into a super jump. He can even stay in the handstand mode, and from there he can kick obstacles that would have landed on him anyway, often subduing them and keeping him safe. There's also items you'll find that'll let you make your own platforms and ladders for a limited time, and these are essential in certain worlds for getting to the key and, of course, getting Mario to safety. There's all kinds of added hazards, obstacles, items, enemies, and so forth. I'm not going to go into all of it in this game because I want you to play through and, of course, experience most of it for yourself. In each of the main levels, as long as it's not one of the ones where you're fighting against Donkey Kong, you'll find 3 of Pauline's articles of clothing. If you collect them all and then complete the stage, you'll get to play a bonus game, either a roulette wheel or a slot machine. It seems to be determined at random. And in these bonus levels, you'll be able to earn extra lives, which of course will come in handy because some of the more challenging levels can definitely eat through your lives. This is a fantastic and often overlooked game. I think part of the reason this game kind of faded into obscurity is just because of the timing. There were a lot of big changes going on in the gaming world, and on top of that, this was overshadowed by the Donkey Kong Country games for the Super Nintendo, the first of which came out just a few months after this. It's also worth noting this was the very first game ever released which had special enhancements for Nintendo's Super Game Boy accessory. This was an accessory that let you play Game Boy games on your Super Nintendo, and the enhanced games would have their own color palettes and special borders, and this was the first game to get that treatment. Even well after the Super Nintendo's reign was over, some of the backwards compatible Game Boy games would still feature these enhancements, even if it wasn't stated on the package. Even if it's a little frustrating at times, this is a very fun game, and it's definitely well worth discovering, or in some cases, rediscovering. It can get a little complicated at times. The control scheme is actually based more on the arcade Donkey Kong than the Super Mario Brothers, so getting used to the controls might take you a little while, but once you do, it's really not that hard to deal with. The sheer variety of gameplay here definitely makes it a worthwhile discovery. This was reissued for the Nintendo eShop on the DS a few years ago. I don't know if all of that's still supported or if the game is still available on any of those services, but it's definitely worth playing if you have the means to do so. What do you think of Donkey Kong 94 if you've played it? Is it one of your favorites in the series? Is it something that you haven't played before but now you're curious about going after? Let me know down below in the comments section what you think. Also remember to like this video and subscribe to my channel for more game reviews. I'm Taylor T. Carlson, and I will see you for my next review.